So I said to Bo Derek, "You're just an 8 right now. You're no longer a perfect 10." Oh, hi there.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that movie
Really?
start to finish. I know what it is.
You watch it in 7-minute clips like most of us do with porn. I mean, some people do with Pornhub movies.
It's just one of those movies. I just don't know if I've sat down and watched it all the way. Seriously, I just don't know.
I gotta be completely honest with you. I saw it like at 11 or 12 years old when it was on HBO, and there's nothing hardcore about it. It's just boobs, but it's funny. But again, if it's also, if you went back and watched it today, it really is so dated.
Oh yeah, a lot of those things are.
But Blake Edwards, he's the one that wrote all the Pink Panthers.
Really?
And was married to Julie Andrews. Did you ever see Victor Victoria? We obviously don't talk about what we're going to go through before we go on the air, folks. So
I remember Bo Derek. She was in. Was it Tarzan? Some.
Oh yes, they tried. They showed her boobs at every possible opportunity.
Yeah. I think I saw that in Tarzan or something like that. Now that was
big Polly and Michael Forbes. Did you ever see Victor Victoria?
No.
She's Juliet. She's in that. Julie Andrews. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Her husband wrote it. Blake Edwards wrote it.
And I didn't know that.
Pretty funny. It was with her and Robert Preston, and it was a transvestite act. And so Robert Preston dressed up as a woman, and she dressed up as a man. But in SOB, now you know who Julie Andrews is.
I remember SOB a little bit, but
it's Sound of Music. You obviously remember. We talked about we've never seen it all the way through.
Yeah.
But there's one point in SOB where Julie Andrews, who was the queen of the good girl movies, Princess Bride and all that, she rips off her top and she goes topless in a movie. She did it for her husband.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. That's better than the country song that the title of this video is, Bad Heart, No Job, and Sick Dog.
Yep.
Thank you, Tammy Wynette and George Jones. It's now 6:34 here on Country 97. Hey, Lauren Bruce, how are you? David Moy. Yep. Bo Derek was in 10. I don't think Julie Andrews was in 10, was she?
I didn't see it all the way through. So I'm not sure, Corey.
I'm sure Bo Derek was probably in Tommy Boy. I mean, Bo Derek was in every 10-year-old and 15-year-old boy's hearts there if you grew up in the early 80s.
Yeah, and she was everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, and she certainly showed more in her movies than Farrah Fawcett did in that poster.
Yeah. So the dog goes to the vet tomorrow, to our vet. Of course, we got to pull up and just hand him to the vet tech who brings him inside because we can't go inside with the dog. So the dog's going to be freaking out on itself. So that's the story with the dog. I haven't seen any episodes since this weekend,
That's a good sign, though, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to say what's going on. Is he having these little mini strokes or mini seizures and just falling over, and then he's fine? I don't know. Is this just something we're gonna have to deal with until whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. So we're gonna go tomorrow and check him out, and then I have to. I talked to the heart doctor today, and they wanted to do a procedure next month where they go in and they try to burn out or zap out this flutter in my heart. They say it's
you're going to take out another piece of your heart now.
They say it's no big deal. What they do is they burn the nerve or whatever's misfiring. They try to get rid of that. They say it's pretty harmless, and it's something I need to do so I can get the heart back to normal, so there's no complications down the line. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Now it's a good time to be on the thinners because it's May and June. You're not playing hockey right now anyway. You had told me earlier that even if things were open, you'd be reffing. Really, it's a good time for a pit stop.
Yeah, it's been a 2-month pit stop already. So and that's the other thing. No job. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, that I can't help you with.
No idea. And the way that they're talking is now they want to cure before we go back to normal. So
I still think there'll be groups of 2025.
They want to cure now. They keep changing the rules of the game. Before it was flatten the curve. 15 days to flatten the curve. 2 months later, it's like, nope, we need a cure. But some states are saying we can't handle it. Again, we're giving all this attention to the virus, but over here, people are suffering too. In fact, I had words with the friggin' lady at the hospital today when she was just like, well, the doctor's doing the COVID stuff and he's over here. I said, wait, whoa. I says, I'm sick of everything being COVID. I says, so I get to die with a heart condition because I don't have COVID. Okay, tell you right now, I have COVID. So can you see me faster now? And she laughs. She goes, I get your point. I said, you get my point? Is that everything is COVID, 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 and everybody else is just being pushed aside. Sorry. And she says, yep. She goes, I hear you. People aren't going to the hospital. They're not going to the emergency room, and that's creating more problems because.
Yeah.
And she agreed with me.
And I agree with you there.
I says, I'm not yelling at you, but I says, hear how you sound. He's too busy dealing with the COVID stuff to deal with my freaking heart. Don't know how else to say it, but that's the truth. And she's like, you're exactly right. Funny how he called me in an hour after I said that to her. And we had a nice long talk. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to go in and go up inside you and burn your heart and you'll be fine. Oh, just perfect. You know?
Well, David says, not as opposed to Dave. My work colleague had that procedure done. She was very scared, but in the end, she said it was a dawdle. There you go. There's your new word of the day. And it worked. I imagine it will. You know,
I'm hearing that it works, you know. So
we're starting elective procedures next week up here.
Yeah. Well, that's what I asked him. I said, what if I get all prepped for this thing and you guys cancel? He says, well, then we'll just take you off the thinners and we'll try it again at some point, you know? So yeah, it is crazy. It's, you know, there's way too much attention on the virus and not enough on stuff.
It's too bad they can't send you to the western part of the state in the rural areas where there's less of a thing. I mean, all they got to do is scan you I take my temperature every day. My wife is thankful that it's not an anal thermometer. Oh, good. I can just shove this in your mouth and shut you up.
She should get like a big anal and go real deep on you, you know?
I thought you liked me. Didn't you say the other day I was your best friend? See how he treats his friends?
That's
Shove
right.
this up your butt, Jucket.
So nice. So you got some of your stimulus on Action PC. Cool. I want to know what you got.
Yeah,
Dave, they got Korean baseball. I saw that on they were playing Korean baseball. At least they got something to show live. So somebody's opening up.
$100 worth of stuff from Action PC. We're going to show off $29 of it in about 45 minutes.
I got friends of mine in Florida. They went out to dinner last night. And they said it's so nice to go out and not live in fear. That's all I'm going to say. That's what they said. Yeah, I know, Corey, but it's just you got to be on the blood thinners for a month. Yeah, they put me out. I said, just put me out. Oh, you'll be awake. No, I don't want to be awake. Put me out.
I
don't even want to. Yeah, Ron's gonna have a cavity check time.
That sounds like that sounds like something we do on Thanksgiving Day. Check the cavity.
Yeah.
Has it got any giblets there? No, good.
No,
because I don't do that in my stuffing.
Yeah. So then today I have people I thought who were my friends. They're all these wackos out in Boston protesting, you know, the government wanting to go back to work. They don't care about people or the healthcare system. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'm one of those wackos because I want to go back to work, right? You know, and so now I'm a Nazi sympathizer or a Confederate flag carrying right wing nut because I want to go back to work. So I'm in that category now. Okay, you know, but some people have all the answers. And when you have all the answers, there's no sense discussing things anymore. So those people are gone out of my life right now. Sorry, just, you know, you couldn't sit there and say, gee, Dave, it sucks you're out of a job and go get another job. That was the answer. Just go get another job. Millions of people laid off. Yeah, I'm going to go fight millions of people in what? Work where? Walmart? I'm going to go to work at Walmart at my age? Just go get another job. Just like that. While millions of people are laid off in the state and we're in a lockdown. Yeah. Good advice. Thank you. I said, why don't you guys send me your paycheck? Send me you go without a paycheck. I'll take your paycheck and I'll all day long. I'll stay home. Just like you said, no one wants to take you up on that though. So it's
our weather. What's going on?
That's right. It's a very different world when you got a paycheck coming in. Let me tell you.
Oh, so trust me. How you doing, Turbo?
Turbo, what's going on? Yeah, so Ron's out so we'll get on to the golf game now. So
we're talking about something positive. Feel better?
Yeah, well, I got to get my rant out of the way.
Do I need to hold your hair back while you puke? There's not enough hair left to hold back while you puke in the toilet. Okay?
I got to get it out in the beginning because that's what I get on here for.
That's what she said.
I get on here to get this out of my system. So,
you know, I've
been out of a job for 2 months now, and there's no sign of it coming back. None. There's no hope. The governor of my state says masked for the rest of your life, so you can't play sports with masks on. So it's pretty much done. So that's the world we live in.
You can't play doctor. I would think you could body paint. You could be the doctor body painter.
I could body paint with the mask on, but no, you know.
Yes.
People come to see my face, though. That's the thing. You know,
not what they come to see.
Yeah. So the golf game's out.
What were we going to talk about tonight? That's why I tried to change the subject early.
The golf game.
I'm sorry to hear that, Big Clue. You've been unemployed for 10 months and not eligible for unemployment. And it's true. You know, that's the point of having these things, is to rant. And people feel like that all the time.
Well, you know, that I come on here to just get this out of my system, and just I try to keep it positive, but when you got a bad day.
Yeah, no,
and you got a bad day, and these are real things. This is not just me bitching about these are real things. I got a heart issue. I got no job. I got a sick dog. I mean, these are three major things going on. The weight on my shoulders right now, you can't imagine the weight on my shoulders. It's just what I'm going through and how I'm feeling right now. So, yeah, it's just there was a bad day, and then I get people who decide to gang up on me and fight me on social media instead of sympathize with me maybe a little bit. You know, maybe let's talk about this instead of saying I associate with Nazis because I want to go back to work and I don't care about people. It's like, so no, okay, whatever. It's goodbye. But anyway, so let's talk about some golf.
All right. Well, Todd's niece had the same procedure done on her heart, and she was young and she was fine. So this is what we're going to be showing off in about an hour or so. ID did the first look at the golf game, and so I haven't even installed it yet. So we're gonna go through all that. And that. Oh, that's nice. So I haven't played the golf game in about 3 years.
So this is me just playing it here. So you get the three choices here with it when you putt. You can
is this you or is this ID?
This is me.
Okay.
I'm only showing my channel now because I don't want to get in any trouble.
Oh, that's last year's.
Yeah, this is 2019. So let me just So I'm playing. So let me just make that big again, just making sure. So so I'm on the green putting away. And so it zooms in on the green when you're playing. And I think I got the computer playing right now against me. So I think I'm playing one guy. So the computer's doing all this, not me. So I'm playing, I don't know if I got 3 guys here in a group.
Dave needs to have a heart ablation done, which means they essentially burn a little piece of his heart, right? They're going to go through, it's kind of like going through for a stent.
Yeah, they actually go through one of the veins and they go up in because my heart is misfiring or something or other. So they need to go and they either need to burn or shock the nerve or whatever is causing the irregularity, and they get rid of that, and then supposedly everything goes back to normal. The guy said, he says you got a flutter, not a fibrillation or whatever it is, which is better. I have the better one, if that makes any sense. So, yeah. It's just the idea. It's my damn heart, so it sucks. But anyway, so here's the golf game here. So as
Andrew's got the golf game, the 1990 golf season, the 61-62 ABL, 27-28 hockey, 20s golfers, 56-57 hockey season, college basketball grade teams, 2019 basketball game, and working on 75 MLB player.
Oh wow, that's some good stuff.
You need to nuke somebody in the chat.
Yeah, I will.
You have an extra pathway, right? So that's last year's game.
Yeah, that was last year's game. Yep.
The one thing I saw watching a little bit of ID's video is heads up, I'm sorry, had prostate removed just in time as cancer just started. Okay, well, hopefully they got it in time. It seems to be the only thing I noticed different. Now, I haven't played the game in 3 years, so I'm kind of excited about it. Is that once you pick your aim spot on the fairway, it'll tell you how much is going to be left for your second shot or how much to the hole. So you can plan on your tee shot what your second shot's going to, what club you need for your second shot. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Get that now with ASD golf, but I'm glad to see that in the Cook. It's Cook.
Dave
game.
Cook. I know it's hard to say that, right?
After all these years of saying Koch and that. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that heads up.
Oh, good. Yeah. I'm glad that you're okay. That's terrible. Thanks, Turbo. Yeah. I mean, it's not open heart surgery, but it's still heart, and they're going inside my heart, man. That's pretty messed up. Sorry, it is.
But the good thing is that it's considered routine.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he called it elective. Can you believe it? It's elective. And he says, so we're going to schedule it for June when we should be good to go.
You're still relatively young. And so glad, rather have it now when you're in your early 50s than in your 70s.
Well, that's what they said. They said you don't want to be 65 and have that flutter because then you will have issues. So
right.
So yeah, I appreciate his support. It just I knew something was coming down the pipeline. This is the third doctor I talked to, and I was kind of hoping there was another way to do this. But whereas I'm out of work, I got the time.
You got the time, and it's better than I would prefer that to a shock.
Well, the only thing about the shock is they just put the electrodes and they buzz you rather than
I know what a shock is.
To go into your heart. That's
well, no, that's how they. Oh, Jeff, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I didn't even know it was canceled. Do you want the baseball game in Atlanta or New York? Because I wasn't quite sure if you were a Braves fan or a Yankees fan. And that's a difference. I'm a Braves. If you're a Braves fan and I play the game at Yankee Stadium, you're probably not going to like that. So, and for 96, it matters because the DH. So, yep. Yeah, I kind of have an irregular heartbeat. There wasn't anything on my EKG a few years ago. And David's right. It's better than long-term drug therapy. You don't want to be on Coumadin forever. 2 months is better than 20 years.
Yeah, no, they're not putting me on that. They put me on. I wouldn't go on that. They put me on something else because I said I am not going on that. That's rat poison, and you got to go get blood checked often. So yeah, thank you, Headspun. I like I said, I come on the first 5 or 10 minutes. It's me going off. I get the steam off my chest. And that's why I started this whole thing, was me just to kind of vent and give other people a chance to vent. And then we try to get on the fun things. But I do let off steam on here. Okay, that is the Worcester Ice Cats. And I think that jersey, I found that today. I was going through the house looking for other jerseys. I found that one. That's the 10th anniversary of the Worcester Ice Cats. Yeah, so it's got the cat in the middle of the X. So that was their 10th anniversary jersey. I don't even remember that I had that one. So I don't know if Bruce and Laura picked up on that, but that's the Ice Cats 10th anniversary jersey. Let's see if I can bring it in.
Get a little closer.
So that's what it is.
All right. So you want, Jeff, it's game 6 you want then? You want me to be happy about Boggs riding the horse? The things I do for $10, Gardner. The things I do for $10. You want me to have Boggs riding around Yankee Stadium on that horse? You know how
right.
Here, put up the rant thing. Come on, put up the rant thing.
All right. If I got to put up the rant thing, I will.
There, just to make you feel better. So you want me, a Red Sox fan, to be happy that Wade Boggs won his blessed World Series with the Yankees, riding around on the horse in the fall of 96. Okay, I will. I won't be happy about it, but I will. That's why I'm here. Pleasure to do it, Jeff. Pleasure to do it. I do the cool hockey sweaters are the coolest tops. I like them. I have a bunch.
I've always liked the hockey stuff. I really do. I've always been a hockey fan, so I like the jerseys, and I like the defunct teams. And that's why I like the Braves, the Buffalo Braves, in basketball.
Okay, Turbo, you're fine too. A big clue. I'm gracious all the time. So, Dave, what about no water in the front row?
Yeah, I'm trying to think exactly how that happened. Oh, I know what it was. Is that somebody I was with? It was my first wife. She was next to me.
Look at all the crap I'm getting, by the way, in the chat. I defend you today, and I'm the one getting all the crap. Anyway, continue.
So she had a bottle of water and she went to drink it, and either the puck hit the glass or somebody checked against the glass, and water went everywhere. And I don't know if it got all over the guy next to me, or if it was Bruce, or Bruce was behind me, but water went everywhere because she just when that hit the glass, it scared the crap out of her. So so now we made a rule that you can't have water in the front row, only between periods, because it was just too dangerous for people.
So what could you drink in the game? Beer?
Well, certain people weren't allowed anything because it was just going everywhere. But yeah, there was water flying everywhere.
Because Dave went to bed and he couldn't have a drink. I'm sorry, we're still here. How you doing, Manuel? Oh, Paul, thank you very much. I got another story. This is a Strat story, as a matter of fact, and how I almost got punched. True story. It's a long story. I will continue. Go ahead.
No. I'm not going to bring that out yet. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Paul. So we're playing in that Strat Hockey League that we did in college. Reason number 17,005. I flunked out of Linden State. Yes, it does, Al. I made that joke earlier. Yes, I always wear glasses. Only when I'm not on the computer do I not wear glasses. And so I had a can of Diet Coke. I never liked Diet Coke to begin with, but that's what was available, and so that's what I got. And I can hold a can with my mouth, but not very well at times, and so I must have had a bad grip on it. And so I dropped it all over the person that is playing his top defenseman strat card.
Oh, brown all over the card.
Brown all over the card. Over the card. Yeah, I will, Bill. I don't know who I'm going to play with tonight, but certainly we'll give it a good go.
Yeah, I heard that was a new shot, the knockdown shot. I'm interested to see what that is.
We have that in ASG Golf. I'm curious to see what it is for Action PC. Oh yes, I didn't get punched. They wiped the card.
Oh.
They had to take a pencil to it to write on what was the rest of it. Kitty's in the window, getting some sun.
There you go.
I felt bad. Turns out the guy was a serial cheater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
but
too bad.
I still felt bad. But yeah, so I was not allowed to have beverages during Strat hockey games. Yeah. Or at least with a straw.
Yeah, well, at least put a sippy cup on it or something like that,
Sippy cup. Sippy cup. I wasn't 4 in that league. I know.
There's nothing worse than paper when it gets wet. It's just.
Oh no, it's true, and he was absolutely right to be upset. Your first wife was a serial cheater. Yeah, my wife always takes the prices out of my boxes of cereal too.
Yeah, that's what she does.
No, I could have been a serial killer. Again, I'll make the same joke, and she finished off the box of whatever's, right? So yeah, but. Yeah, because the strat cards, even then, that's right, Apichatter, they weren't the best quality to begin with. And so
they're not quite as thick as I thought they would be, but they're fine, especially the older ones. They're really thin.
Yeah. So, like I said, I didn't get punched, but
oh yeah, that's tough. So I did a modification video.
Oh, talk about that for the old time Strat basketball. I like.
Yeah. So I remember we talked about how I was getting another set in. Well, the set came in the mail. And it was 7980, 8081, and it was the old set. So now I have 75, 76, and 7980 Stratomatic basketball cards that are not compatible with the new game. So, if it was just one set, I would have just sold that set off and just played. But I get 2 sets now, and I was like, I need to make these work. I do. I need to make this set of cards work. So I sat down. Was it last night during one of your videos? I think I was
the football game. I think, right?
Yeah, you were doing a football game, and I was making my notes, and so it took me an hour or so, a couple hours, and I come up with a formula that I thought would work. And so when I first did it up, I screwed up because I went 1 to 20 instead of 1 to 15. So I had everything 1 to 20. I was like, oh, 1 to 20 is great. Oh no, it's 1 to 15. So I had to go redo it all for 1 to 15. I finally got it looking good. It's just a sliding scale for the defenders of how good they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went upstairs and I played it. And I'll be darned, it worked. And it worked quite well.
You liked it?
I liked it. It worked. Now, how accurate it is, because I'm not going individual players. I'm going general. If you're a 2 defensive basketball player, then every 2 defensive basketball players is going to have the same stats as you on defense. That's the only difference, is that if you were a better player, I don't know.
But the randomness comes with teams and situations and that, so not everyone would come out with the same stats.
Right. So if you roll the dice and you get a 10 or whatever, it's whatever. So I did that and I played a quarter and I thought it come out pretty well. I thought it did.
You got me to pull the game back out. I got to figure out a way to speed it up. I got all my codes in for the basketball games. My 3 things. I got Al's best 120, 85, 86, and the modern season. So a couple days ago, I played a quarter of the Lakers and Celtics in the modern season. Don't really know many of the players. It was fun, and so I put in my code for 86 and did a quarter and a half of Golden State Boston. It took me 45 minutes to play that. Now, I had a good time. Boston was charging back, and it was nice to see McHale and Bird and all those names again.
What year?
85, 86.
Okay.
Manuel's asking about your dog.
He goes to the vet tomorrow morning to see our normal vet. We haven't noticed any episodes since the weekend.
Is there any lingering effects? So I'm thinking seizures as opposed to mini seizures as opposed to mini strokes. I think if there were mini strokes, you'd be seeing some lethargy there.
Yeah, but she thought he looked a little weird on the right side, but he's running. And I don't know if it would come back that fast. I mean, if you had like a stroke and it went away, I don't know. I don't know how they work.
My dad had a stroke, and he got tired. He was remarkably did not have a lot of issues. Except he was tired a lot after, and he was a lot more emotional. 84, 85 was Jordan's rookie year. A lot more emotional. And so she had to be careful with how much exposure to things that he had.
Okay.
But eventually he was driving, and she got in the car with him. And so...
Well, you can recover from them. The technology today does help you out. My aunt had one, and she's fine now.
Could be something. I mean, point could be in her ear.
Oh, that's something we didn't think about. But I mean, she said I didn't see it, but she said he was standing there and just fell over.
That could be in her. It could be dizziness. That could be vertigo.
And she screamed. She's like, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "He just fell over." And then he did it later too. And he had
vertigo. I get vertigo every once in a while, and it is so disorienting.
Yeah.
I'll get it in the middle of the night, and so the room will spin. Now, I'm not a drinker, so it's not that. Hi, Mike. How are you?
Mike won a contest. Mike put up his goalie mask. He had a contest on Twitter, and he ended up winning. He had the best goalie mask.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's worth remembering and having the vet.
Yeah, that's something to look at too, because she says his leg gave. I don't know if it slid out or if it slid in, and he just fell over.
Vertigo. Yes, Teddy Bruschi recovered to play after his stroke. Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just like Sunday. He falls over. He has a bad day. Sunday afternoon, she took him to the vet.
Saturday night while we were doing this was when that started because you had to go.
Yeah. She said that he's having issues. Sunday he did it again. Oh no, Sunday morning she took him to the vet, and he came back from the vet and was running around.
Yeah, I remember talking to you about it.
So it's like, she couldn't catch him. So whatever's going on, he was running around. It's just like, oh my gosh.
We all have our crosses to bear, Mike.
Too funny.
That is. So what was I talking about, the basketball? Oh, I got to figure out a way to speak. I really enjoyed it, but the attention span of trying to do that for that long of a period of time.
I'm finding with the hockey, I like to slow it down and read what the text says, because you're following the flip of the card when you're playing hockey.
I'm taking about 45 minutes to play a hockey game anyway, and that's ideal.
Yeah.
And that is, if I'm paying attention. Now, if you and I are chatting,
but with basketball,
if my wife needs something or whatever, the good thing about all these games is you could stop and pay attention to who needs your attention.
Yeah. But my point was, when I play the hockey, I like to play a longer game time-wise, because I like to see the flip of the card and what happens. Okay, you lose the puck. This team gets it. They make the pass. Who's the pass going to? Okay, this guy gets the pass. He's going up this guy. Is he going to try to, go in for a close-in shot or take the outside? So I like to follow that. With the basketball, I'm not following all that. So I'm setting this. So what I do is I put like minimal play-by-play detail, and you speed up to only show some action or final shot action, and that speeds up. So you miss a lot of the text, so you don't really follow along. But the end result is you see who's going to take the shot. It kind of defeats the purpose of playing a cards and dice game at that point if you're just speeding it all up. But I mean, there is, you just got to kind of wiggle it and tweak it to how much information do you want to see and how fast you want the game to play. And that's what you got to do.
No, and that's the thing. I'm trying to stand up here, because imagine if Jordan doesn't break his foot 3 games in that season. Does he hit the 37 points per game he hit the following year? Or missing 63 games pissed him off when he took it out in the league the next season. That's the year, Paul, that he put 63 on that Celtics team at the Garden in the playoffs. If you remember that. I think the Celtics swept the series, but I don't know if you remember that, Dave. That year, the last time, or that year when the Celtics won the championship, they played the Bulls, I think, in the first round.
Okay.
And he goes in after coming off the broken foot and puts 63 on Boston, Bird, McHale, and Parrish on a on a CBS game on like a Sunday afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah, that Jordan guy could play. 63.
Yeah.
On that team.
Matt didn't put in 63. Did they win that game?
I think the Celtics did.
Matt, it's like scoring 7 goals in hockey and losing. It's like, what are the rest of you guys doing?
Yeah, Jordan had 49 in game 1 at the Garden and 63 in game 2. And the Celtics, I think, 1 and 3.
I was playing last night when I was playing my basketball game. I was running the test. I was playing 75 Buffalo Braves, Boston Celtics. So I had Dave Cowens, John Havlicek, JoJo White playing against Bob McAdoo.
Tell me when you'll be mine. Hondo, Hondo, Hondo. There.
Which one was Hondo now?
John Havlicek.
Havlicek, okay. Yeah.
That was so long ago, I don't remember.
Yeah. Do you want to get in today? I forgot that I ordered on eBay. I ordered Basketball 94 for the Sega Genesis. That came in today.
You did order that.
It's upstairs. Yeah.
To show that off.
Yeah.
Here's.
Hang on a second. Run the show. I'll go get it.
All right. Well, I'm not going to tell this if Dave's not here. So, yeah, the Jordan thing. Is it any good? I should watch it. I'm sure it's on ESPN Plus or it's on demand. They said they weren't quite sure if it was going to be a kind of Jordan or not, but apparently it is. And Cornbread Maxwell was, well, that wasn't he that year. Russo Laura, he was with he was gone. He was with the Clippers. The game 3 was a blowout, and Jordan sent out the long chunk of the fourth quarter. Yep, his Fleer rookie basketball card, if you can find a legit one, went over 50,000 in grade 10. It's the most productive thing that Fleer's ever produced. Okay, so Dave's back in a moment, so I can tell the story. I held this off for you. So what were you going to show us? It's fantastic.
Yep, Sega Genesis 94.
Awesome.
I think that's Marv Albert in the back.
It is. He's on fire.
And then I think it was like a 2-for-1.
Oh, Barkley, Shut Up and Jam.
Never played it.
Never even heard of that. Looks like street ball. And Barkley, what could possibly go wrong? Another role model. Oh, terrible. So anyway, here's in 1986. April 29th, 1986, okay? So about 34 years ago. Here's how far the Red Sox had fallen down the pecking order, okay? WRKO had the rights for the Red Sox and the Celtics.
Okay.
Celtics had a playoff game at home. Red Sox are at Fenway against the Seattle Mariners. Okay, it's really no brainer. You're playing a Celtics playoff game over the Red Sox. So the Red Sox game's on NESN and on the radio network, but it's not really heard in Boston. Celtics, of course, won that night. It was in 86, and I love that. Barkley's new name, Shut Up and Eat, or Shut Up and Take My Golf Money. Okay, so the Celtics won. They were expected to win. What happened at Fenway that night? Care to guess?
Rained out.
Clemens struck out 20.
Oh, really?
It's a 20 strikeout game, and it was never heard on the radio in Boston. You had to have NESN to watch it.
Was it 20 or 26?
20. He struck out 20 on April 29th, 86. No one's ever struck out 26.
I didn't. I don't know. How many guys are in baseball anyway? 30, 40?
And the Cleveland Spiders baseball is brought to you by the Rolodex.
I know. I got to get back to the Spiders. I've been sour since that last glitch, but I'll get back to that. Derailed.
Oh, I don't want to know what the that means. Is he big enough?
So I played some hockey today.
Did you? Who'd you play? Oh yeah, you did.
I
and
did
John Bellabo haunts your tabletop too. Good. Good.
Is that who was on that team? I don't remember. It was just I played the
Ford-YA, Bellevaux, and I think Henri Richard is on that team too.
I could probably show the results.
That looked fun. I watched part of that.
So spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I'm going to show you the results of my tournament today.
By the way, you got that up. I'll wait.
So here we are. So here's what I did: is I took all the finalists, the two teams that went to the Stanley Cup from 1967 to 1974. So as you can see, I have like at the top, and I just put them in a pool and I drew out. So I got 16 teams. So the first game was the Rangers that played the Bruins in 71-72. And they took on the 68 Montreal Canadiens. And then I just went down the list from there. So you figure 8 years, took all the cup finalists, whittled them down. So you can see the opening round and the quarterfinals and the semifinals and the finals. And the finals was that 68-69 Montreal team against the 69-70 Bruins. That's the one that they beat St. Louis in the cup. And it went to overtime. And Montreal won that 4-3 to take the tournament there. So that's the fun little tournament I had today.
Bad roll for Boston in that final too, because they were moved way.
Yeah, they only needed to roll a 7, okay, because they were rolling from column Q, okay. So when you're rolling from column Q, all they needed was a 7. It would have been 4 goals, and they would have won. And they rolled a 5, and a 5 was only good enough for 3 goals. And then in overtime, Montreal had the advantage in overtime. I think Montreal had a 2 or 3 point advantage, because there's overtime ratings too. I think it was two goals. So when I rolled the 2 dice for overtime, I added 2 to Montreal's side, and it's difficult to win with that. So yeah, played my tournament today. I did it on video. So if you want to watch the results, how it went out in real time, I did that on my channel today. So you can go back and watch that video and just watch me play out the tournament.
So when are you gonna do your Worcester season on the Seahawks game? You got all the ratings set for it.
I'm all set to roll.
I mean, it's not something I would do in one night unless you're really bored. But
yeah, that's a lot of games to roll. I'll chip away at that. I have that set up ready to roll. I'll chip away at that. But I wanted to do that Kill the Power Play tournament because I had that ready to roll. So that was in the chamber ready to go. So I wanted to do that. I think there's another Roberto Schiavini baseball game that I was playing around with that I want to show off. So I want to do a video for that. And I got to do some spiders. I really need to get some spiders done, but I have that doctor appointment first thing in the morning tomorrow, like mid-morning. So I can't really get up and start it because I don't know if it goes too long, I have to leave my appointment. So I might do that after your lunch game tomorrow.
I've got somebody at lunch tomorrow.
What?
I got somebody at lunch tomorrow. I forgot who.
Okay. Well, I might do some spiders baseball after you. Either that or I'll film the Roberto baseball game.
Spider web. All right, so here's the story that Paul says is clean. Jordan got at Utah in 87. Jordan got Stockton on a mismatch. Tomahawked him. Kaboom! As the teams are going up the court, a fan yells, "Hey, Jordan, why don't you go pick on somebody your own size?" Uh-oh, I know where this is going. And so, I had the weirdest dream last night, and it involved Michael Jordan. I'm not making this up. Somehow, I'm in Chicago with Jordan. We must have been talking about Jordan in the last couple nights.
Yep.
Jordan and some of the teammates, and we're sitting there eating greasy in the box chicken wings. Okay, not the boneless ones, but the cheap ones where they're breaded and you microwaved them, and they're just so gross. And so here I am with Michael freaking Jordan, eating Weaver's Snack-Tini chicken wings, having the great old time, and they're telling stories. Well, Jordan got bored in a playoff game, so there was one game where he hit 5 straight forced 4s. What? Oh, yeah, he waited for the shot clock to go down to 1, and he made sure he shot a 3-point shot and he'd get fouled, and so he'd have to go shoot a free throw at the end of it, and he scored 18 points that way. That was my dream last night. Hey, thanks, Big Clue. Nice. Anyway, the very next trip, this is Paul's story, not mine. Jordan got loose on the left wing, swooped in like a SR-71, launched himself into the toposphere, and flushed one over Mel Turpin, who was 6'11".
Well, there's some big boys in basketball.
Oh yeah, big and slow too. Mel Turpin was not the
remember Manute Bowl.
And Jordan turns to me and says, "Is this a long story, Ron?" I'm reading what's on the screen. It's not my story. As he goes back up the court, he stares down the fan and goes, "Is he big enough?"
That's awesome.
That's great.
Andrew, yes, he's doing the shootout hockey all time. Great. I love shootout hockey. That's what I might do that tomorrow too. I got some games ready to go for shootout hockey that I want to go do. I got all these little products I want to bang out. I banged out one today, so that was good. It's just been tough sledding. It's just, just a lot on my shoulders right now. So it's been tough to try.
You kill the power play. You've done a couple not cool tournaments. You've done some great ideas with it.
Did I what with kill the power play?
Have you done a review of the game yet?
No, I just kind of did a first look. I guess that's kind of a review. It's just showing how I played it. And then I've done some tournaments with it so you can see how it's played. So
yeah, Mel was pretty flat-footed.
Well, it's tough when you're that big. It really is, When you're that tall, it's hard,
Manute Bowl, you're right. He didn't have to jump to dunk.
Yeah. He was a monster. I saw him in one of the games. I don't know if it's one of the cards that I have or if it's on one of the games I have. He was in it. It's like, well, I remember that guy.
Oh, Dave, kind of explain the big clue what a power play is.
Power play.
He doesn't know what it is.
No, power play is it's in hockey when a team gets a penalty. So the teams play 5-on-5. The guy gets a penalty. He's got to sit in the penalty box for 2 minutes. So now they only have 4 guys. So team A has 5 skaters, team B has 4 skaters, and they're hence on a power play for 2 minutes. And they play until they score a goal. If they score a goal, the guy comes out of the box. 2 minutes expires, the guy comes out of the box. So that's what a power play is.
Used to be they had to serve the full 2 minutes, but a certain incredibly good hockey team.
It was because of Montreal. Montreal would score 2 or 3 goals in a power play, and the game would be over. So they said, "No, you're gonna come out now."
Change the rules. They almost did it for Edmonton because Edmonton would get like a 5-minute major against them or whatever, and would pop in 4 or 5. No, the team with the extra player has to score the goal.
Yeah. So if you're on the power play, meaning you have the advantage, you have 5 skaters. If you score, even if it's 1 second into the power play, the guy comes out of the box automatically. If the team with 4 scores, doesn't matter. The guy still stays in the box.
And that's called a shorthanded goal.
That's a shorthanded goal versus a power play goal. Yep.
You know what I saw looking on eBay today?
I think you showed me.
I did, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to mention that unless I get it because yes, if you don't score, he comes out at the end of the 2 minutes.
Yep. So it's 2 minutes or a goal by the power play team, whatever comes first.
Yes, you can score them more than once.
There's a video on YouTube of the Bruins scoring 3 shorthanded goals in
3, right?
In like 30 or 40 seconds.
I remember that.
It was nuts. They just kept and when somebody gets a shorthanded goal, it is so humiliating when that
absolutely.
happens. I hate this. If there's one thing I hate worse than losing is giving up a shorthanded goal when I play because they have one less guy and somehow with one less guy, they overpower your team and score a goal. And it's like, man, how does this happen?
My spouse is here.
Is that the necklace from Men in Black? Is that the Galaxy necklace?
Oh, you know what it might be. She flashes that and I forget who I am. Oh yeah. On a 4-minute minor or a 5-minute major, Edmonton would just leave. Yeah. Gretzky, Coffee, Curry, Messier. Isn't she gorgeous? She really is. Yeah, it was pinball. You know what I saw today? Yeah, go lay down him. I saw a Peter Puck sticker on eBay today.
Nice.
From the 70s. It was $10 or something like that. Bought some bling for my thing. No, we always have a bell collar on M because M doesn't show any fear of the chair. And so if I'm in the chair and in the apartment, I need to know where she is so I don't run her over.
Oh, there you go.
Because we've got her almost at 9 years old. I'd like to have her live her natural life, just putting it out there. Yes, I did bid on something today that my wife would kill me if I got.
I was part of the Peter Puck fan club, and we had the Peter Puck sweatshirts. I had a Peter Puck mug, and probably about 15 years ago, I disassembled it so I could get the Peter Puck logo when I scanned it, so I could print out stuff with Peter Puck on it, because that's before like the internet was like really big and you could find all that stuff. So, I don't think I have it anymore, but I had the mug and I took apart the mug just to get the logo. Tim Ryan, my favorite, one of my favorite. He's probably my top 2 or 3 hockey broadcasters. Yep. Tim Ryan. Yep.
My dad loved him, and because Tim Ryan at the end of his career called skiing at the Olympics, and I know I've mentioned that. That's what my dad did, and so my dad a few times was a producer for NBC at the Olympics, and so they worked together. And my dad just loved the man.
I just grew up listening to his voice. He did the NBC game, the game of the week, NHL game of the week on NBC.
Him and Brian McFarland.
I didn't remember Brian McFarland, but I remember Tim Ryan.
Tim's got a very distinctive voice. Had a very he's no longer
a nasally voice, kind of sort. So yeah, and I think I told you this before, is that there's a company that I do hockey play-by-play for.
Yes, he was, Paulie. He was very good on boxing and tennis too. He took over for Summerall when Summerall went to Fox.
He did everything. He was kind of like the Jack Buck of the 70s or 80s. But anyway, I showed up at a rink one time, and there was like 3 or 4 rinks. So they had all the play-by-play guys there. And my game was delayed or canceled or something, so I had to wait around for the next game. And so I went over, and one of the other guys was doing a play-by-play. And so I went over and said, "Want me to do color for you? I got nothing to do." He's like, "Yeah, sure." So I put on the headset, and I'm sitting there doing color with the guy, right? And I was like, I go, "Do you realize you sound just like Tim Ryan?" And he's like, "Who the heck's Tim Ryan?" I says, "Look him up on YouTube and listen. You sound just like Tim Ryan." And it's just spitting image of his voice. It was kind of cool.
The guy who does the play-by-play, I think for either New Jersey or Washington, must have grown up a huge Bob Costas fan, because although he's much more nasal and has the accent, he is Bob Costas doing hockey.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I forget if it's the Devils cable or the Caps cable. He's good. He's good at it, but it's Costas.
Do you know what I have on CD somewhere? I used to like Marv Albert.
Marv was very good on the radio.
Yeah, he did some Ranger games back in the day.
Yeah.
I have a CD somewhere, and I ended up making an MP3, but the volume level was so low, and even no matter how much I raised the level, you could barely hear it. It was Rangers versus Seals. And I think it was Madison Square Garden. I think it was a radio broadcast.
Yep.
And the Seals were on the power play, and I don't think they touched the puck. And Marv Albert was like, "Wow," he goes, "This Seals power play is absolutely atrocious." He was just like, "This Seals is a bad team."
When Marv was on top of his game, he was very, very good. I heard him a couple years ago doing Monday Night Football on the radio, and he was terrible. Like, no, really? You're on the radio, yard line, down in distance. How much is left on the clock? You don't need to do the score after every play, but it's like, no, man, you slipped. But yes, and it counts.
He might even be in this, right? Yeah, he is in this, right? Marv Albert, yeah. He's
on fire.
He's on the game here, and there was one game I played. I don't know if it was
Czar of the Telestrator, Mike Fratello.
It was similar to that. It was another basketball game, and he was the commentator. And I was like, and he gets the friendly roll, and I always love that. Puts it up and gets the friendly roll. He was good at hockey. I don't know if I still have the book. I don't think I do. I'd have to dig for it. There's a book called Ranger Fever by Marv Albert. I did a book report on it. I still got the book report, but I don't know if I have the book. It was called Ranger Fever. I used to read all the hockey books back in the day. And when it was book report time, I was like, okay, I know exactly what. I did a book report on O.J. Simpson. Where's Al?
He was here.
He was
here.
Back in 4th grade, 1976.
Sorry, Davey.
Yep.
Oh, a spectacular move.
A spectacular move. Yeah.
Backbiter. Breaker.
I liked him. I liked
him.
That's all right. So, we'll wrap up here in a few minutes because Ron's going to come back with his golf tonight. over on Twitch TV, Retro Sports Network. That's where he sets up shop nowadays. And he's going to unbox the golf videos. Do you have it all in? Or are you going to do everything from scratch?
No, what I try to do for those is just go through everything once. So just in case you don't know how to install it, we'll install it. I'll install the two course packs that come with it. And then we'll open it up and play around with it, just because it's easier. And no, I'm not upset, just in case anybody's watching, that ID Jester showed off the game today or that people stream against me. This is extraordinary times, and you should be able to do what you want. So it's not upset at all.
No, nobody's doing anything on purpose. And it's just, the community that we got right here, there's a lot of people that stream. And I know I'm taking up a chunk of time every night from 6:30 to 7:30, sometimes 6:30 to 8. So I know that I clog up time. And there's other people that stream while I'm doing it, and that's fine. It's just we got a big community. There's a lot of people. Like, I'm home right now, so I can stream at all times, and I do. And there's sometimes we bump up against each other. Now, we don't purposely do it. If I know Ron's on at noon, I'm not going to purposely stream up against him. But there's times that he says I'm going on at 7. It's like, well, then I'm going to jump on at 5:30 or 6 or whatever, or or work around it.
Try to work around people, but no one else at noontime is going to do a 1978 game. So it's really not competition.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, there's times that I'll get done this and I'll go and I'll jump into 2 or 3 rooms that have been streaming,
and that's fine.
Deal. I actually kind of enjoy when other people are on, because I'll go into Rob's room and chat for a few, and then I'll go see, Al play baseball, and then ID will have something going on, and then, maybe Dave Little's got wrestling. So it's almost like skimming through the channels on a TV. It's kind of neat. You can pop in to the different rooms. And Pickled One. Hi, but Milwaukee Brewers, cool, man.
Love the old Brewers logo.
Cool, yeah. Did you see the jerseys Bob Uecker designed? That was fun. Yeah, he designed some jerseys.
Those? It's not on YouTube. I think you can show it.
Yeah, I'd have to go find it. I don't know if it was a hockey jersey or baseball jersey.
Oh no, Uecker with a hockey jersey.
Let me see that. So,
how you doing, Larry?
Bob Uecker hockey jersey. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, was that it? Is that it right there?
Must be in the front row.
I'm not sure. There's a Bob Uecker Milwaukee Braves men's. I'd have to find. I can't find it. He designed. Right. He designed one that was crazy. I think it was just like the Milwaukee logo.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that.
Here it is. Okay. I think I did.
Dave Hunt subs for me all the time. He steals so many subs from me. He's gonna have to go to Subway and buy a bunch of footlongs to get him back.
I do. When Ron plays a game, if I don't like who wins, I say I'm going to unsub from your channel.
He gave me a hard time yesterday because I wouldn't do the snowplow game for him.
We're
supposed to celebrate the life and legacy of Don Shula, not humiliate him. But when the Dolphins lost last night, he resubbed. Oh my God, no!
Yeah,
that's almost as bad as the Canadiens jerseys from the mid-19 teens. Holy crap, that's bad.
Yep. Look at him on the bench.
Wearing it.
Oh yes.
Oh,
yeah. It's got the Brewers logo on there. The Admirals.
Oh.
Yeah. And was it this guy here?
He looks like an old man wearing jammies, doesn't he?
Yeah, he won the fight. There it is. And what I get look. Oh, that is nuts.
Oh my gosh.
That is terrible. How do you wear that?
It's still better than the Vancouver one that they were showing. Make it special. Make it Burger King.
Yeah, we are kind of old. We reminisce about all kinds of sports, and we play different games. We play sports simulation games. So if you enjoy old time sports, we go back. Ron and myself and a lot of people in the chat too play old hockey, baseball, football, basketball games, and we just have fun on the channel with it.
Like lumberjack flannel or something terrible. Yep, he'd appreciate that.
That
pop.
That was terrible, wasn't it?
I feel so young.
Oh, cool. So you're in our age bracket, Yep, we're all in our 50s for the most part.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, you're close enough. We're going to drag you into the 50s.
AARP's going.
Where are you?
I know you're coming.
reel you in is what I'm going to do. Oh, so yeah. So, well, it's almost 7:30, so we should wrap things up so you can go set up your golf stream over on Twitch.
We're going to go figure out some golf here.
Again, so if you want to head over to the other one there, Ron's going to go Retro Sports Network. He's going to go play some golf. The new Action PC Golf come out, and I'm going to follow along and see if there's anything new on there. I haven't played that in a while. I really enjoy that golf game. That's a fun golf game. Just sit back and click with the mouse and just enjoy it. 56 going on 12. Yep. That's about
George
it.
Hendrick.
That's about it. Less than 2.5 to 60. Yep. Yeah, we're all heading up that way. So
time doesn't slow down for anybody.
No, it doesn't. And here we are. We go and we buy old games and play our old favorite teams. And oh, but I know, PJ, I know, buddy. It's what everyone's saying. It's yeah. Oh, Bruce is going to be 55 next week. Wow, way to go, Bruce. Yeah, PJ, I know. It was. Oh, sorry. It was a bad day. I have to have a heart procedure done, and it's my dog's sick, and just being out. Everything just kind of like crushed on me today, and I shouldn't have done that. I need to keep this a happy show, but sometimes just emotions just take over, and just, and then I had some issues with some so-called people I thought were my friends that are no longer my friends. So, because I don't know, whatever. So I had to do that today. Didn't want to do that, but I need to get rid of the negativity in my life. And anybody that's a know-it-all, I don't need you in my life. So sorry. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the first few minutes is me ranting, as it usually is, and then we get into some stuff. I was telling him how I have an audio somewhere of a Rangers Seals game with Marv Albert doing a play-by-play, and every now and then I listen to it, and it's just kind of it's fun to listen to how the Rangers crushed the Seals that night. I should go find it again. Now that I've been really into the Seals, I need to go find that audio. So, yeah, thank you, Turbo. Yeah.
That still sounds like a country song.
Yeah, it's still a country song. It is, Thank you, Appa. I need to let it out. That's why I started this, was just for me to let out some steam and just, yeah, PJ. Yeah. Oh, and PJ, I did a tournament today on the channel. If you want to go check that out.
Oh, was it a 12-1 game?
I don't know. I need to go. I need to find, it's on one of my iPads somewhere, because it was just a MPEG file that I saved from its disk somewhere. So I need to go find it and listen to it again. Problem is the volume was so low. I brought it into my audio program and I put it at top level. I still could barely hear it. And I think I bought it off of eBay or something like that, or somebody gave it to me. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm playing some games. So I did that tournament today. If you want to check it out, it's a short video. It's probably about 10, 12 minutes. I played the champions and the finalists from 67 to 74. I used Kill the Power Play. It's a quick dice role-playing game, a quick dice game, quick playing game. And I banged out the Sweet 16, so to speak. I played 16 teams, and we ended up getting it down to the finals. Of course, it was Boston, Montreal in the finals. It was kind of cool. And it went to overtime. Oh, that's kind of neat. Cassette of Rangers Vancouver.
Jean Rattel.
Yeah. The Indians. I had an Indians hat. I still might have one, because I was big into the Wild thing. I was into that movie there. Vaughn.
Ricky Vaughn.
Yeah, Rick Vaughn. I was big into Ricky Vaughn, and so it is that's a good point. I played that sim today, and I banged it out, and you finish the project in 20 minutes, so it's fun. It took an hour to set up on the spreadsheet so I could do it, but yeah, it was fun. It was just fun seeing the games, and they were all close games. I think one game was a shutout, but I don't remember Rattel breaking his ankle. Yes, Ron did the snowplow game. Was that the snowplow game?
Do a snowplow game.
Can I say it was the snowplow game?
No, you got your wish anyway, but no. Let me tell you a few words about early 70s football, shall we? Oh my God. Now, the defenses were great. The defenses were fantastic. Yeah. But man, I don't know how, it would be like, well, I'm a disco fan. And so it's like becoming musically oriented in the late 70s. If you thought that this football was the king of the bee's knees in 1973, I am so sorry.
I tried to watch some of those This Weeks in Pro Football from like 70 and 71. It is brutal.
You find that stuff exciting.
You can't watch it. It is brutal. It is brutal.
And then Big Clue gave me a hard time earlier. Yes, I ruined Don Shula's reputation. It's the first tribute game I've done that I think that the team I was paying tribute to lost.
But that's part of the fun of a simulation game.
Right.
What was the one you did? Was it you or somebody else that did a tribute game for somebody and they fouled out like the first quarter?
Oh, no. Kobe was like at 4 fouls, 2 minutes in the third quarter.
Okay. It was something like that. It's like,
and it's like,
turn off all that stuff. When I play a tribute game, if I play a game, I think when I did my Steelers Cowboys games, all injuries off, all ejections off.
I actually kind of did something I've never done before. I actually did try to put my thumb on the scale for Miami instead of having it in a neutral field.
Yeah.
Although it didn't look like the Orange Bowl. That game was played at the Orange Bowl with Miami with a home field advantage, and they still lost. Because 12 to 15 passes per game. Yeah. I mean, but when they're running and they can't, I mean, Washington had -5 net yards in the first quarter. NFC championship team, and so it's like, okay, Miami's going to roll.
Yeah.
It was a good game. I enjoyed playing it, but I can't imagine being excited every day or every Sunday watching that.
Yeah, it's not what it was.
It just was. It doesn't need to.
Getting back to this point by P-Jet, he's got old cassette of the Rangers. When I went to Ron's house, right, on his shelf, there were a whole bunch of videotapes, and they were all the Canadians' last championships. There was a couple others in there. I don't know what the videotapes were, but if you want to watch Canadians championship Stanley Cup win, he's got the videotape. And then there's a couple others in there too. I won't mention what they are.
Click on videos. 10-0 in the half. Well, Centerwood missed again, so cool. All right, I do gotta get going because
we're gonna jump out here. Everybody, thanks for coming in. Again, head over to Retro Sports Network over on the Twitch so we can check out Ron do his golf unboxing. We'll check out that video here, and we'll check everybody. Hopefully tomorrow night. Hopefully have tomorrow. Ron's on at lunch. I'm hoping to come on with something tomorrow, whether live or pre-recorded.
We'll be on together, and then tomorrow night. I'm not sure where we're doing this. I'm doing the All-Star Lineup Baseball with Mr. Wessel.
Yes. Yep. So you'll be playing some All-Star Lineup Baseball tomorrow night. That'll be fun. And if anybody plays Strat Basketball, please check out the video I did on the modifications to play the old cards in the new system. I want some feedback on that. I want to know how it looks. Is there something I can do a little bit better? Is there something I really screwed up? I played and it seemed fine, but then again, I don't know all the players, so it's quite possible that a bad player got a lot of points and a good player didn't get any points. But check that video out if you know anything about Strat Basketball and just feel that out for me. I'm looking for feedback. But yes, thanks to everybody here. We're going to jump out. Thanks for tuning in. I got my Ice Cats 10-year anniversary shirt behind me that I dug out, especially for the show, especially for the people in Central Mass.
That's a cool one.
That's a good one, too. I found a couple other shirts hanging around, too. So I got a few more to squeeze out here because I've pretty much blown through everything I got. I really have. And so we'll be back tomorrow at some point, tomorrow night here around 6:30 again for the support show. And I'll have a better title tomorrow night. Hopefully won't be as doom and gloom tomorrow night. So we'll check out Ron here next and talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.